Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl.
Hey guys, I am back with another video and today we're going to be doing something really fun. Today this video is going to be half drugstore and half high-end makeup. I'm really excited to do this because I literally had this idea a couple days ago and I'm so happy to finally be able to execute it. So let's go with the video. First, this side is going to be drugstore and this side is going to be high-end. And I'm going to collect all of the products I'm going to need. But before I do that, I'm going to start with my base. On the drugstore side of my face, I'm going to be starting off with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And I'm literally just going to be taking 2 pumps of that on my hand and just going to massage it into this side of my skin. Make sure to get everywhere, even my nose. I don't know why I use 2 pumps because I used 2 pumps for my whole face and I forgot that I was only doing half. So I hope I can just use this on this whole side of my face. But yeah, just going to put a little bit of this on my hand, rub it together, and then I'm going to apply this on this side of my face. For feel, the e.l.f. has more of a grippy texture, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury has more of a satin matte sort of finish. For concealer on the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be using the Born This Way by Too Faced. And on the drugstore side, I'm going to be using this concealer, which I got from my local pound shop. It was actually £3, which is sort of a lie, but you know. So I'm going to take my high-end concealer, I'm just going to dot it underneath my eyes in the areas where I have a bit of redness, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same for the drugstore version. Now for the drugstore version, I'm actually loving the brush on this. I'm just going to dab that under my eyes. Oh, as you can see, this one's a little bit more orange, but this one's a little bit more like cool toned.
I like to use this little stippling brush to blend in my concealer. Like that.
And now for the other side. So as you can see, these both blended out absolutely amazingly. This is the Too Faced and this is the one from the pound shop, and I'm actually really surprised because the shades are basically the same. This one blended out so beautifully. I am honestly for setting powder, I don't have a super duper drugstore type of setting powder. However, I do have 2 setting powders which are on the completely different ends of the high-end spectrum. I have Too Faced, which I would say would be closer to the drugstore sides, and then I have Charlotte Tilbury, which is obviously more on the high-end side. So that's how I'm going to be basing the prices and where I think they would go in this sort of thing if I don't have an exact drugstore version of a high-end product. So I've got my powder and I'm just going to tap some into the lid. That should be enough. I'm going to separate it using this little brush. Then with the brush, I use the brush to get just a light layer over it, just like this, like that, just lightly. Then I go in with the puff, one of these. These are actually life-saving. I never knew I needed one until I bought one. And then I'm just going to dab off the excess, and then I'm just going to ta-da! So this side is now nice and mattified where I put my concealer, time for the high-end side and the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. I'm going to use this pointed brush because it allows me to get into the inner corners, and I prefer to apply pressed powder with a brush instead of a puff. So I'm just going to take the powder, just have a little, just for blush, I'm going to be using the LA Splash palette for the high-end side. And then I'm going to be using my Juvia's Place Duo for my drugstore side. This is the LA Splash palette, and I'm going to be mixing these two top colours to create a nice brownie. And I'm going to apply that on the apples of my cheeks and swoop it upwards towards my temple. For the drugstore side, I'm going to take both shades of this blush, the lighter one and the darker one, mix them and do the same and add it from my cheek towards my temple. As you can see on both sides, the colours are practically the same. However, the Juvia's Place has a bit more intensity as it goes more towards my cheekbone. But the LA Splash palette is gorgeous as well, and it has this really nice sparkle to it, which I absolutely adore. For eyes, I'm going to actually be doing an eyeshadow look, and I'm going to be doing it a nice nude, smoky sort of look. And for the high-end side, I'm going to be using this nude palette by Huda Beauty. And on my drugstore side, I'm going to be using this RuPaul All About palette that I got from Superdrug. So I'm going to start off with the drugstore side, and for that I'm going to be using this lovely palette, and these are the shades on the inside. I'm also very happy to be saying I get to finally use my eyeshadow set of brushes from Spectrum Beauty for this video. So first I'm going to take this really fluffy brush. It is A08 from Spectrum Beauty, and I'm going to take this very light shade just here and put this on my eyelid and all the way up to my brow. Now I'm using the A12 brush, and I'm going to take this very nice brown sort of taupe color, and I'm going to put this on the inner eye corners and blend it out. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take the same brush, but I'm going to take a darker color and I'm going to apply that on the outer corners of my eye. So now that I've done the whole entire eye, I know it looks a bit crazy, but trust the progress here, guys. I'm now going to add a lovely shimmer because there's loads in this palette, but I think I'm going to go for this lovely gold one down here. So I've added the shimmer on my lid, and now I'm going to do a liner on my waterline and on my eyelid and create a nice little wing at the end. Liner for under my eye is from Maybelline, and the eyeliner is another RuPaul product that I got from Superdrug. I know these are both available drugstore brands, however this one is much more cheaper than the Maybelline one, so that's also how I'm going to be putting them into Spectrum. Well, I've done it, but all I can say is I'm very disappointed in this eyeliner pen. It is way too runny. There is way too much product on the brush, which leads to a thick and very uneven wing. It's not even supposed to be this big, but as soon as I started drawing it on my eye, the whole entire pen just leaked. So I would not recommend buying this. However, the Maybelline kohl liner is surprisingly good. I haven't used this in a while, so I forgot how pigmented it was, but this I would definitely recommend buying. For mascara, I'm going to be using a Benefit dupe. Wow, look, it's so wet that when I close my eye, it literally, wow, that's disappointing. Anyways, for my mascara, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. one for the drugstore side and this Benefit Bang Bad Gal mascara. So I'm going to apply this mascara on my eye, and then I'm going to add some lashes, and then after that we're going to move on to the other side of my face. So for drugstore lashes, I've chosen these ones, these really fluffy and just absolutely gorgeous lashes that I got off of Amazon actually. So I don't know whether you can class these as drugstore, but they are very cheap. So I've just applied the lash, and I haven't put lashes on in ages, but I'm absolutely loving this right now. So also it covers up the little mark that the eyeliner left. So let's move on to the high-end side. So for this side, I'm using the nude palette by Huda Beauty, and I'm going to somehow recreate a similar type of look on this side of my face. So using my A08 brush, I'm taking this light color here, wrong color, taking this light color here, and doing the same, just applying it on my lid up to my brow bone. Already have just applied this one shade. I can already tell you that the color payoff from the Huda Beauty palette is 10 times better than the other one, which sometimes can be a bit obvious if it's a higher brand, but this is a really good palette. Then using the A12 brush, I'm going to be taking this color and adding it to my inner corner. Then I'll be taking this darker shade and applying that on the outer corner of my eye. Then for a shimmer, I'm going to be taking this gold color to match the other side. So I've done the eyeshadow on this side, so now I'm going to do the waterline, or the kohl liner, and the liquid eyeliner. For the kohl liner on the high-end side, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Kohl, and for the eyeliner, I'm using the L'Oreal Perfect Slim eyeliner. I can already tell you that the Maybelline eyeliner has such a better color payoff than the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's a lot more darker than the Charlotte Tilbury one, but it depends on what kind of look you're going for. I do prefer the darker one. However, they are both equally good and apply very well. And this L'Oreal eyeliner is 100% better than the other one on this eye. The brush is a lot more sharper and thinner, so you get a lot more ability to do sharper lines, and there is not a lot of product on the brush. There's the perfect amount so it doesn't overflow and it doesn't flood around your eye, and it also dries down very quick. As you can see, I'm like blinking loads and there is no eyeliner anywhere apart from where I put it, so that is very good. For my high-end lashes, I've got this lovely pair of lashes from Pinky Goat in the shade Nora, so I'm going to use these on this side of my eye. For this side, I almost forgot to add my mascara, so I'm going to add some of that on right now. For highlighter, for my drugstore side, I'm going to be using this RuPaul highlighter set, and for my high-end, which is this new highlighter that I bought, if you can see from the back, it's Water Brat from Fenty Beauty, which is honestly so good. I brought this and I was like, why haven't I bought this before? That's the whole thing I was getting at. Anyways, I'm going to be using this side on my high-end side. So from the RuPaul palette, I'm going to be using Charisma, which is this really nice icy sort of color, and I'm just going to dab that on my, wow, oh my days, dab that on my cheekbone. That is insane. Wow, that's gorgeous. I actually really like this one. So for the Fenty, again, I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and just go ahead. Wow. Honestly, the little pinky like hue it gives when you apply this just has my heart. I'm just going to apply a little bit on my nose, but this is hard when you apply like half on your nose because you have like half one sort of highlighter and half the other. So I think I'm just going to do the Fenty one on my nose for now. But that is my highlighter. The last thing we have to do is lips and then setting spray, which is very exciting. For lips, we have two very, very, very close in shade nude lipsticks. One from the RuPaul collection at Superdrug. The other, Charlotte Tilbury. Which one is going to be better? Who knows? I know, because I'm testing them out against each other. First up, RuPaul. You can see it has the lovely gold packaging. We're just going to see how it applies and what the color is like. These are both matte lipsticks as well. That is, wow, it applies really well, and it's got a really like creamy, very smooth formula when applying it. It's giving like a kind of peachy vibes is what I'm getting from this, and it doesn't feel dry at all, which I love. I hate a dry matte lipstick. It's one of the worst things ever. So on to the Charlotte Tilbury side. First of all, the packaging. Charlotte's is metal, this one is plastic. But what is the actual lipstick like? So we have Charlotte's iconic lipstick shape of the bullet, and we're going to try it on. Instantly, wow. Instantly you can tell the difference between the colors on these two lipsticks. This one is more pinky, this one is much more nude and dulled down. But the Charlotte Tilbury one is much more creamier than the Superdrug RuPaul's collection one, but they are both very, very smooth on the lips, and they're both not dry, which I absolutely love. You can see the kind of colors, which I actually love. This has like been so fun doing this. But last but not least, we have setting spray, and I'm going to show you the two that I have. The first one is the Energy Fix from Revolution Beauty, which has rose quartz in it. And then the high end is the MAC Fix Plus spray. I have no idea how I'm going to test these out, but I'm going to do it by how they spray, how they smell, and how they feel on my skin. So let's go. Going in with the Revolution on the drugstore side. Okay. And then on the other side, the Max Fix Plus. Okay, so first off, I 100% prefer the way the Revolution one sprays, because the MAC one kind of spits. It feels like it's spitting at you. It's like a lot of products. I don't know if you can see, but the MAC one still hasn't dried down compared to the Revolution one, which is a lot more drying and a lot more effort to get it to dry. And that is it. Well, this is the finished look. This side is clearly a lot more orange, and even with the blush and the eyeshadow. However, this side is a lot more toned down. The eyeshadows are a lot more neutral, kind of cool tones. But nonetheless, I have loved making this video. It's been so fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Bye.